Colleagues, good morning. We begin our working day. Now we'll speak about civic public radio, new projects and challenges. I invite Oleksandr Buzyuk, main editor, Kyrylo, Lukerenko, journalist of public radio, and Hromadske Radio, Kulykov, Larysa, Slavinska, journalist at Hromadske Radio. Good morning. I will start the editor-in-chief of Hromadske Radio. And this press conference, we have two reasons for this. First of all, we made a tradition to give a conference season for us to communicate with those who like to ask us difficult questions. And we also have several announcements. We would like to be in touch with those people who support us. We have several messages for today. The most important is that Hromadske Radio, we understand that we came to a new stage of development when we begin to develop quicker than before, and we grow with complicated tasks we are facing. We involve we participate in public broadcasting building. We participate in the development of independent broadcasting in the Donbass, and we raise money for new programs. So, in fact, we have a very important transitional period from half a group of like-minded people who on enthusiasm working for a year and a half, and we achieved a lot. And now this group of like-minded people, we would like to become more structured organization, and which has its own ambitions, which has its goals, and will involve more and more professionals from different fields, because we have very strong journalists, but we need to strengthen other directions of work. As an organization, we need additional professionals. This is just a small introduction, and my colleagues will tell you more about, and everybody will speak about the directions of our work. And I give the floor to Andriy Kulykov, our journalist. As the editor-in-chief of Hromadske Radio, took responsibility to work according to the standards of public broadcasting and to support the creation of public broadcasting in Ukraine. So together with, though we work and we put on air and internet radio programs, we also participate in different conferences and in practical activities focused at the development of public broadcasting. And that's why broadcasting, not public TV. I underline that public radio or public broadcasting without radio will not have that success, because radio and rebuilding radio broadcasting is able in the framework of one structure to give an encouragement or to pull successful rebuilding of TV. Hromadske Radio is happy to fill the air with new programs that meet requirements of public broadcasting. And now in our plans, in addition to what you will hear, we have some efforts to produce materials, programs for Russian-speaking audience to the east and to the northeast. And but our cooperation with NRKU started in February 2014. We told that we are raising money to grow bigger, and now we have only 100 minutes a day. We can produce 4 hours a day, and it's a free transition material, so joint production. We are ready to produce such amount of product. This public broadcasting is ready to take as much as 24 hours. And in that case, Hromadske Radio counts on finances like a public broadcaster. Now we are raising money among people and among donors, and probably Iryna Slavinska will give you more details about that. And that future 24 hours social and education channel could be not only transition to public broadcasting, it could be a test ground instead of a test field, and to test the different models, and we all suggested such form of cooperation last year, and we will do that. In the end of my presentation, I would like to thank National Council of Radio and TV Broadcast National Company of Ukraine, General Director of Public Broadcast Zora Polasani personally, and to the Ministry of Information Policy, though it could be, and to states for the support in organizing broadcasting in Donbass on territories that are under control or not under control of the Ukrainian government. Thank you for your attention. Oleksandr Buzyuk, head of the board of Hromadske Radio and director. Pay attention, we have a vacancy. I will tell you that public Hromadske Radio continues to produce daily news, which called Chronicles from Donbass, and since April 16, we have them 20 times a day. Chronicles of Donbass, you can get them on every hour on our website, starting from 8 o'clock in the morning and up to 9 o'clock in the evening. Our programs could be listened to on different territories, under control or not under control, on temporarily occupied territories in Luhansk and Donetsk regions, and because of cooperation with Radio 24 with Russian radio and Perets FM. On waves of Radio 24 in Donetsk and Konstantinivsk, one can listen to 1.3 and 1 megahertz, and that's the only radio station which allows us to give our reports 20 times a day. On Russian radio in Luhansk and Shirokova, people listen to our programs and 104.4 megahertz, and at the beginning of the year, that's 4 news a day, 4 programs a day on waves of on Vremsk 106. In Krasnoyarsk 107, and in Kramatorsk 105, and Mariupol is 105 and 8 megahertz. Our news on waves of on 35 minutes, on the 35 minutes of an hour, but that is also 4 times a day. Also, separate our news in Donetsk. We make news for Donetsk and Luhansk, and people can listen to them. And we are thankful to our partners, because of whom it became possible to broadcast on occupied territories. That is the National Council, Radio 24, Russian Radio, Perets FM, and special thanks to Larysa Mudrak, who agreed to broadcast our news on Perets FM and Donetsk TRK. They gave a separate version of our programs. And I give the floor to Iryna Slavinska, our journalist. Thank you. I will say that Hromadske Radio, for us to implement our plans, we started the third wave on Ukrainian platform, Spilno Kosht, the site of Big Idea, and Spilno Kosht Big Idea. Those are big friends and partners, and in the framework of the third wave, we will raise money to continue 3 podcasts that are not about politics or business, and they are just cultural and educational. That's Chernik, or philosophy and philosophical drum, Lukerenko, and Antenna. I'm working on Iryna Slavinska. Our goal is to collect 100,000 hryvnia in 100 days. We collected 16% of the sum, and I believe that we will do it in time. And very soon we'll begin the second campaign on the international platform. An American non-profit organization, Razum, founded by Russian Ukrainians in the US. They founded that. Welcome, because I'm a volunteer on development more than 9 months. I work with this great group. I will put more initiatives because all that data my colleagues provided to you. Behind that, there is unique work, unique format we've never had before. Hromadske Radio during the independence, they started to start many times, and you remember. So Sokolenko, I remember, Andriy, Kulykov remembers, and Kyrylo, but all of us remember. But the most important is that now, maybe that time, that moment, when Hromadske Radio has the mission a media must play. We are coming not from people and business. We come from people. That's because this is the broadcast for people. That's why we're very thankful, and that's why we're here. I mean, to say that we are ready to take that responsibility, which, as a project, we are working on that for 2 years. And this is a real social broadcasting, public broadcasting, because there are interests of people and communities, and we are happy that we're able to provide partners. Because we have all the skills of the unique group, with unique journalist experience, from experience of Andriy Kulykov, who is in media all his life, and Kyrylo, Lukerenko, experience of regional broadcast. We have journalists from Crimea, and we have young people from Donetsk and students. And for me, it's a challenge, a unique challenge, unique chance. It's very important to not to lose it. That's why we thank our partners, and are very happy that representatives of Paris FM arrived, and they're working with us for 3 months free of charge, so they give us a chance to broadcast in Donetsk, and also together with Radio 24 and with other partners in broadcasting with Russian radio. I wish it was named differently. At the same time, this partnership is unique in its way. When we started to cooperate, we spoke about the standard forms of paid or somehow exchange. Now it's a free time for Hromadske Radio, because the content this team is making is objective, unique, and focused at that listener who is in Donetsk region. And this broadcasting moves on, and regional companies are trying to share the materials with us. Why this is so important? Why different agencies understood that? Because this is an effort to take a different way of understanding what journalism is at the unique moment of change in Ukraine, and understanding of our mission in the world and how we need to improve that understanding Ukrainians have. And that should give us a chance to develop. I would like to thank Zurab on behalf of myself, because we are participants of the working group. We get together weekly, and they listen to us, and they support us. And I'm sure that on our experience of the working group on development of public broadcasting or TV, first of all, we will be able to develop radio quicker. So time goes quick. And we would like to speed up this process. That's why it's very important for us. It's not our ambition, it's our clear responsibility. Our understand that we can broadcast in 24 hours, and we can take responsibility for working on frequency in the format of public broadcasting in the future. Thank you. I would like to thank our partners, Konseki, and I'm sure that it is a new context of new society, and we are a component of it. Thank you, Larysa. Thank you, friends. Colleagues, do you have questions? A question from Chernihiv. My name is Oleksandr, Vysoky Val, Internet publication. I would like to ask you to clarify, do you have an ambition to have your own frequency and time, or are you going to build a relationship with in regions who would like to create radio stations in regions? Thank you for the question. I will answer this way. We want to get frequency to broadcast in Donbass now in the nearest months. It's not easy because you have to calculate, and this is a procedure. So at least we will like to broadcast for Donbass at least temporarily, and maybe later we could participate in a competition for full-time frequency. We offer ourselves wherever we can be useful. We don't think that in the nearest future we could have transmitters in big cities of Ukraine. So we are focusing now on Donbass. As to cooperation in FM broadcasting, we are focused on Donbass, but there are some other programs for development. We are present on National Radio Company. We are ready to provide our materials to all who are interested in them. For the translation, or we can develop even together a product like we do with National Radio Company. So if in the regions there are radio stations that are interested in our product, we can provide it to all. And we think that we will provide, we hope, it's in our plans to provide our products in Luhansk, for Luhansk regional company. They will provide our content to them. If there are people who need that in other regions, we are happy. Two questions. Larysa told that you produce a product which takes into consideration the specific features of eastern regions. So what's that? What are those features? How to take that into consideration? The second question: did you study how your programs are taken? Do you have a feedback? What? Maybe you could give some statistics. Thank you very much for your question. I invite Kyrylo because he is the editor-in-chief, and I'm a volunteer on development. On behalf of myself, I invite also Iryna, who represents Perets FM, for us to explain to you. Look, it's very difficult to get the feedback from the audience. When I started to work with the Donetsk editor, we don't have it. There is only the director, Mr. Belarus, and who brings together a small group of people, and with the support of different state and private and cooperation between radio, they develop technical ways, and they started to work on the 9th of April. Technical, and that's just the beginning, and it's very difficult to fill the audience. What do we use? We use the experience of journalists who work in there, and we have young journalists who are IDPs from Luhansk and Donetsk, and who have their contacts there. We're trying daily to collect feedback physically. We cannot speak about a study. We cannot dream about a study. So just on the tips of our fingers, the content is Ukrainian because it's in Russian, and it has its rules, small rules with out when it started to broadcast. Kyrylo will tell you a little bit more about rules, literal rules, and about that feedback we get from over there. Because public opinion polls, we don't have them, but we get, we know about the reaction of feedback through social networks. In winter, people told us it's not convenient to know news at 8 o'clock outside of Kiev, but on occupied territories it was an hour further, 9 o'clock. So when radio begins at 9 o'clock, it's not that convenient. So we in addition to 8, we have 7 a program at 7 o'clock, and on all your events during the previous day. So we would like to develop and to deliver information earlier. And also we receive letters from social networks, and in contacting on the Facebook, and they write that they need more such news, and they they're hungry for such news. And I explained that to myself, and that people need these news because we are trying to be useful to people who live locally. We're trying to take a distance from all emotionally loaded programs. We're trying to provide facts and less rhetorics, but more facts that are useful for people locally. They're interested when military activities stop, when they're interested where one can get pensions. They're interested. They wanted to know about buses, the schedule of buses, and so we're trying to keep a track on events, local and broader. I don't speak about tens or hundreds of feedbacks. No, tens. That is closer to BBC standards. It's closer to, I don't know, of public broadcasting. BBC is one of the examples. But it's just public broadcasting. What people need, that's how we see it. I would like to Iryna say, they know their audience better than we do. A week ago, a studio got burned in Mariupol, and it did by itself, or somebody helped. That's the issue of firemen, police, and but at 8 o'clock, people were calling us, and they asked, "Where are the news? Why don't we hear your news?" I believe that these moments show that this works and people need it. People are listening to our programs and they're waiting for information they lack. So the best, I don't know about the best feedback. Thank you, colleagues. One more comment. I told that I will allow myself to praise Hromadske Radio because I'm a volunteer. You know that news for Donetsk and for that territory in the east we started to produce them since December. And the request of the state regulator that we should do the broadcast and for 2 months it was based only on the initiative and quite different quality information products is created and I believe that such Peresiv and Donetsk DTRK and Radio 24, Ruskaya Radio, I hope we will have more such partners because that's the entrance to mentality of Ukrainian citizens who will return to us. In my opinion, Chronicles of Donbass is different substantially from other products of Hromadske Radio because they are produced in Russian. The rest, qualities and features, that is the same product that we're trying to make not only for the bus but for the whole Ukraine and also in Ukrainian, so which has no propaganda, which allows which open to different ideas of different people, and we maybe not in a sense that everything is allowed, but in the sense of how we can collect information. So we have both yes and for and against. Even if there is information, we are not hiding it, even if it contradicts our views. Any question? No questions. Thank you very much for sharing your plans. So come again, and we'll be happy to see you in our